Welcome to another episode of Cheap Gear. I'm Jones Underground, Mr. Jones. Tonight's episode, we're working on the Numa Compact 2. We're going to go over its pros and cons. Why I got it, essentially, I got it for studio use, but you may use it for something else. I'm going to go over a list of demos so you can see that some of the sounds are really good, some of the sounds not so. So I'm going to demo my favorite sounds, especially the organs, and then I'll come back with a summary of number one, why I picked it up. The keyboard is essentially replaced in my home, and the pros and cons of the keyboard. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll start the demos now. All right, Numa Compact 2, pros and cons. Pro, number one is affordability. Um, the SL88 has the same keyboard. It's a MIDI controller, does not have its own sounds. Does not, well, once again, it doesn't have its own sound. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the MIDI connectivity. You could connect your computer. It runs VSTs really well. I started running the Ulterior V collection with this, and it works awesome. I also use the Yamaha MX and the Korg Triton. I plug it into the MIDI ports, 5-pin MIDIs on here, and it runs with the USB as well. And also, when you're running this as a USB with an iPad, your computer, or your phone, it would use its own speakers so you don't have to take monitors everywhere you go. So that's awesome. And the SL88 doesn't do that. So, and it's cheaper than the SL88 too. It's 450 bucks. You can get these for I think 479.99 if you pay regular price. So it's not gonna hurt you, especially if you're working with someone who is just learning, just coming into the space, needs a piano, and needs 88 keys. The pro and con that you have is the key bed. It's a Fatar key bed, so it's in between being fully weighted and semi weighted. Some people like it, some people hate it. It is a situation where you get used to playing on it, but once you play this thing, it's awesome, man. If you play organs, if you play organs, this is the awesome keyboard for not a lot of money. The other pro con on this is the sticks. It's got mod sticks on here as far as the pitch bend and modulations. So if you don't like using sticks, then no, this ain't for you. But if you're okay with the sticks, if it's not a big deal, then that's fine. You know, it has awesome. Once again, it has a load of awesome effects on it, so that's good there. The major con on this keyboard is the reliability. Um, a lot of people, when I bought my first Numa compact, is one that I bought that was not working. So someone was gigging with it and it didn't work. So he sold me the keyboard and the carrying case that came with it, and I think I paid 75 for it and another $100 to ship it. And so yeah, and I had to get it fixed, which was another $230 at a local shop. And because I was not really, I had a lot of keyboards. Someone gifted me a Yamaha SO8 around the same time. I started using that as a MIDI controller for the Core Triton and the MX that I got for my marriage, for my wedding. So I was like, nope, I'm good. I sold it. But then when I got the Privia, started using it in production, I realized that I needed a keyboard that could connect to the other keyboards that I had, you know, and the guy I sold the Numa to wouldn't sell it back to me. So I had to buy another one. It's not that the Privia was not a good keyboard. It had an awesome piano. The problem was it had an awesome piano, and that was about it. And it didn't, you know, when you're working with production and you have two other keyboards that you're trying to get the sounds from, you want to have a keyboard or a MIDI controller that you can plug those other keyboards into without having to do a bunch of dancing around. Like if I want the electric piano from the Triton, or if I want the pianos from the MX, or if I'm trying to run synthesizers or something like that, you want to have a keyboard that has that amount of connectivity, so you're not taking you 10 minutes to switch between keyboards to get different sounds, or having to switch buttons and stuff to get to the MIDI as well to run the computer sounds. This keyboard does all that. The issue you have, once again, is just reliability. These keyboards break easily. They're not, you know, they're ultra portable. You can, you know, they don't weigh a lot, but they're also fragile. So if you bang them, drop them, or you leave them out in the cold, allegedly someone said, you will, it might break the motherboard, and that's $238 it costs to fix it. So no one wants to do that. And honestly, one of these new and the motherboard is about the cost of what the Privia cost me when I had it. And I had the 1100. I didn't have the 3100. So, but other than that, this keyboard does a good job of what I do with it as far as music production. I've used its sounds. Like I said, the pianos are really good. And I don't really carry it anywhere, so we're not worried about reliability. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you have a Numa Compact too, if you're looking into buying one, you got someone maybe want to learn, get into the music, and that's a passion of mine, you know, helping people get into music production or showing them there are ways to get into this thing without spending a whole lot of money. Thank you so much for supporting our channel, and we'll see you again next time.